Well, hey everybody. Sorry for this weird lighting in here, but I'm having to use the laptop as I wait for the delivery of my telephone, of my cell phone, because my phone just went kaplooey and don't know why. It was, probably 3, 4 years old. So, they only have a certain amount of shelf life. So, we're going to talk about keeping this dream going and not giving up on it, and how to break into this field in a systematic way when you're strong in some areas and weak in others, like I was. So, and still am weak in some areas. So, yeah, after 29 years, yeah, it's the way it is. So nobody arrives in, you don't enter this career 100% and you don't exit it 100% either. So here's a quote. It is not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. So you've seen Chihuahuas who are absolutely fierce and protective of their owners, right? Um, so it's not about, well, they're better than me, and they're just smarter than me. In some areas they might be, but you might run rings around another person in other areas. I've worked with paralegals who are terrible with clients. They don't know how to do or work customer service properly, and it's appalling. So that's something they're deficient in and they don't like it. It's probably not the right career for them either, because we deal with clients all the time and we answer phones, and yeah, that's part of our job. So you've set a goal, but in the goal, the end game is you want to be a paralegal. But how are you going to break those steps down into a manageable set of goals in order to reach that? So break them down into bite-sized goals. If you're deficient in Microsoft Word, for instance, there are tutorials all over YouTube. Go take them. Go find a teacher on YouTube in Microsoft Word that you really like and that you will want to uh, learn what this man or woman has to teach. Don't want, there's some that are really ridiculous. They sound like robots. Don't go there. Find an actual human who's teaching on there, and they're teaching for free. So learn basic and learn some advanced skills on Microsoft Word. But if it's English that you are having trouble with and you want to get better, you're going to have to take English classes. Your grammar needs to be top notch, because the attorney's not going to doesn't want to be your English teacher and correct your grammar or the structure of your sentences or spelling, because they're not our proofreaders. So we have to handle these weaknesses on our own before we enter the field. Um, let's see what else. So break it down into small bite-sized pieces. Number one. Number two, let's get down to reality. What's the biggest obstacle that is stopping you? Is it confidence, or is it a techie skill that you need to learn? The confidence is going to come when you don't give up and you go jump into the field at a certain point and you learn as you go. Now, I'm going to tell you something. They don't train you in the law firm. There's no, I received more training in fast food and retail and as a cashier in a supermarket than I ever did in legal. You have to understand, you've got this. I'm not talking about 2-year school or a certificate. I'm talking about practical stuff, how to help your attorney every single day, because you're not going to be a mini attorney. You're going to be an assistant to the attorney. Okay, so what is the biggest obstacle to your progress? You got to line that out in a notebook and then solve it. As a paralegal, you're going to be a major problem solver. So you might as well practice now and solve these problems that are limiting you and that are stopping you, excuse me, from jumping into the field. Number one, if you are brand new to this career, don't know much about it, get my book, Legal Break In, on Amazon. It's in Kindle or paperback format. Number two, come join us next month for the final launch of the Paralegal Inner Circle class. Just go to my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and go check it out. You'll see a wait list. Just get on the wait list. Just sign up for it. You don't get any, the emails don't come back and say thank you for joining. Just sign up and you're on the wait list, okay? And you will get emails here and there before the actual launch. I will be announcing it here and on Facebook in the Paralegal Coffee Talk, um, on the Paralegal Coffee Talk page as well. So you'll get plenty of notice that it is launching on September 15th, okay? All right. So what can you do to break through an obstacle? Well, I just talked about some of those obstacles. If your English is that weak point for you, and believe me, I grew up with a lot of slang, and my grandparents were all Europeans. And so our English that was handed down wasn't the greatest, although my mom's English was pretty darn good, but she still had a few areas that were off, and you don't dare correct your mother. Um, but I would look for people online who are maybe giving away, like they're doing free English lessons, and look through Google and do a search as well as YouTube for that. Okay. Are you pursuing the wrong goal? What is it that you want to work as? Would you be more suited to being a detective? Would you be more suited to not working in a law firm? You need to go to my website and get the list, 19 alternative paralegal careers. And how do you get the list? Go to my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com. Look at the top of the website, and you'll see how you can get the 19 alternative paralegal careers. Just click on that in the menu bar at the top, and then you put your email address in there so you get that list, okay? There are other things, a free chapter of my book, that's all on my website at the top, okay? Is this the right goal for you? If so, and you're going into it for the right reasons, it's something that you've researched and you know you would like because you've researched it heavily, then go for it. Number 5, and this is the final one. Are you holding on to the wrong goal because you want to prove something to somebody? Don't do it for that reason. Do it for the right reasons, that you feel that God is pulling you into this career. Don't do it because you looked up the average salary for a paralegal and you're like, whoa, I'm going to be in the dough now. You're not going to make that much when you start, and you're not going to make that much for the first 2 years. And remember, what I say in my videos is I never quote salary. It's impossible for me to do that. But I will tell you, you're not going to make $58,000 or $50,000 a year when you start. You don't deserve that much when you start. I certainly didn't. There's a lot more to learn. So be sure that, number one, that the first step when you're brand new to this field is get my book, Legal Break In. Number 2, join us for the final launch for this year for the Paralegal Inner Circle course, okay? And this is for beginners, but I also have brand new paralegals just out of school, or I have a couple people who have been working in a law firm for a year and a half, and they're in my class because they feel they are missing so much. They're missing how to help this attorney in a practical way. That's what you need to know. And that's what, unfortunately, is not taught anywhere except in my class. So, okay, before you give up, analyze where you stand right now, where you are weak, what you can do to get better in those areas, and then do the right research into what area of law you're interested in. What is the area of law that you're interested in? Go do your research. Don't just apply to jobs and you not know what's involved in working as a paralegal for those uh, lawyers. Go check out what is involved in each of those areas before you ever apply. One of the modules in my course it shows you which ads to apply to, which law firms, and which ads you shouldn't think about in the beginning, but also how to write an incredible cover letter that incorporates legal knowledge that you will be taught in my class. Okay. Another module is an interview module. Now there are other modules in there that teach you um, and give you legal knowledge, which is where you're sorely lacking, so that you can talk to the attorney about what you know, but you need additional legal knowledge than you would have ever received from school. So take a moment and respond to these 5 questions that I've given you. How are you going to break your goals into small bite-sized pieces? What's the biggest obstacle or two in your way? What can you do to break through that obstacle? That's number 3. Are you pursuing the wrong goal? That's number 4. And number 5 is, are you holding on to that wrong goal because you want to, you can't swallow your pride and admit that you want to do something else? So be sure that you are indeed pulled to this career, okay? And it is what you want to do because you've done a ton of research and it fits you, okay? All right, so have a great day, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me live. I'm glad you were here with me. And be sure to check out my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, today, so you can get some of those free things there, the list and the free chapter of my book. And there's some other things there too. I can't remember off the top of my head. So go check out the website. Lots of good stuff there for you. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you in tomorrow's video.